Yeah. Get him, Mr. Devinaire. I got him. How high can you rise? What is your max? I want you to think about that question. See, last week I told you to give up so you can go up. Like a hot air balloon, you must cut off the sandbags and the dead weight in your life so you can rise. But when is it evident that you have risen to the top of your peak and maxed out? See, this question, it really intrigues me because when you thoroughly break it down and look closely, the results are understood that there is truly no answer. Some of you might say it's dead weight and burdens that you carry, and some may say that you gave it your all and now you're totally fatigued. You peaked. You fought your best fight and you just can't fight anymore. Or maybe you've risen and you're happy with your achievements. But yet remains the question unanswered. What is your max? How high can you rise? See, there is no preset function that would stop you from rising when you give your best, when you've done all you can do. Some like use an example of life like a glass of water. And if it's filled halfway up, you can look at it as half empty or half full. And that's a perspective. And then maybe the next level of thinking would take it to this. It would say life is like looking at your potential as a glass in which you pour your favorite drink into it. And it rises up. And when it reaches the top, it overflows. But my thinking, lit thinking, is thinking about your full potential. You have to think bigger. Think of a vast ocean and figuring out how many barrels you could physically pour into that ocean until it reached its limit and physically couldn't hold any more liquid. At that point, what would be the mathematical equation to figure this numerical answer out? This is lit thinking, but not one genius or all of them combined could figure out this answer. I don't believe it. And I dare to say, just guessing, it would be trillions and trillions of barrels that would take to fill the ocean. And when it's filled to the top, to this very last barrel, this is the critical point and the critical question that remains. Could you have added one more barrel, just one more barrel? And this, my friends, this is your potential. This is my potential. This is human potential. It's so amazing. See, it will leave you speechless and confused every time you think about it. But have you given your last drop? Is there nothing left to give? And if you say yes, you're lying to yourself. You're limiting yourself because you are the one that is driving that decision. But in the sense that you created your own barrier, you created your own artificial stopping point. This was not done by the laws of physics or the laws of biology or by your creator. You dictated your own limit. But I'm here to tell you right now, you can break every chain that is holding you back. You can overcome every thought that takes you away from the no limit life. See, Gene Hines in 1968 did the unthinkable. At the Olympic Games in Mexico City, he ran a 9.95 second 100-meter dash. The first person to ever do so. But he would do it at a high altitude, and the importance of running it at a high altitude, the air is thinner, so it makes it easier and you can run faster. And it gives you an unfair advantage per se. And if he would have adjusted the time at a regular altitude, he wouldn't have broke 10 seconds. It would have been like a 10.03. And two other men would run under 10 seconds. But many believe that you can never run under 10 seconds in low altitude. It's unaccomplishable. But the great Carl Lewis, in 1983, he would think otherwise. He would become the fourth runner to run under the 10 seconds, but he would be the first to do it at low altitude. It would be a feat that was simply unheard of at the time. He would run a 9.97 seconds. He had a different mindset. He was a lit thinker. He believed he can do it because he's seen it done before. Even though it was done at an advantage, done with privilege, he knew he could do it no matter where he was coming from or where he was beginning. That's lit thinking. 1990, 2000, you'll have about 20 more men run under 10 seconds. And then that number will even double as time goes along. And that 10-second barrier, which was rarely being broken, became to be something that was expected. Wow. So how did this occur, for this expectancy to occur from Carl Lewis being the only man to run under 10 seconds at low altitude to 2004 in the Olympics? Only one person ran slower than the 10 seconds. How? Why? How did this happen? See, Carl Lewis had to do the unthinkable. The other men behind him, the others that followed him, running under 10 seconds became real because they seen Carl Lewis do it. They had living proof of it being done. And once one person did it, they saw that person do it. And it was over and over again. They saw examples of it being done. But what about you? What about your dreams, your goals? The things that you desire so passionately about? It remains undone. Why? Why haven't you started that business? Or why haven't you accomplished that goal that you wanted to do? You are limiting yourself. You're limiting your potential and you're settling. But I'm telling you today that you can give up to go up. You can rise higher and your best is in front of you. There is more in your future. I'm claiming it for you. And I'm leaving you with this deposit to let you know to get out of your way. That there is a champion within you. And I want to let you know that your cup is not full, nor is it running over, because you have a bigger cup. And I'm telling you today, even though you thought you filled your ocean and your dreams was to the highest level it can go, and your accomplishments to the highest level you can go, I'm telling you, grab one more barrel and pour it in. Unleash your champion within so you can rise and take off and live the no limit life. Your greatness is beyond the limits of cups and even beyond the limits of oceans. Your greatness has no limits. So take it to the max. Take it to the max. And when you think you gave it all that you have, when you think that you can't take one more step, when you think you can't go to the doctor one more time for treatment, when you think you can't take the disappointment of somebody that's telling you no, when you think you can't take the disappointment of rejection of not getting that job, apply one more time. Go to the doctor one more time. Believe in somebody one more time, even though every relationship somebody broke your heart. Believe one more time. Because your best is yet to come. One more drop. One more bucket. Pour it in. Your life is not full, and your potential is boundless. The no limit life. Touchdown. Take off.